This is 10 years of business wisdom in less than 2 minutes. Number one, nothing happens accidentally in the world of business. Every single successful business you know is actually very intentional about their target market. They're very clear on the value they offer that market, and they know exactly how much they intend to make every single quarter. Now, why is this the one key point for any area of business? Earlier this year, I get an email, right, from a company in the UK. They have another branch in South Africa. They were trying to buy us out, right? They had been scouting around East Africa looking for companies with a minimum of about 2 million USD annually, right? So they approach us. Here's the thing. Before they reached out to us, just a few days earlier, I was having this conversation with key members of our company. And I was telling them to start being open-minded on us having a buyout. And I was telling them, when this offer particularly comes through, can we decide, are we giving a part of the company or we are actually selling the entire thing? It took intention. It was like planting a seed, energetics. Here's what I think a lot of business owners forget. The fact that you're running a business doesn't mean you don't practice the law of attraction and assumption, the law of expectation. You have to move in sync with the universe. I, for example, when I was starting off, I used to simply ask for more and more clients. I was like, I need more clients, I need more clients, I need more clients. Then I realized I was actually getting more clients, but I was not specific. I was not very specific on the type of clientele I actually wanted. So what did I end up having? I ended up having clients who are not my target clients. So first of all, they don't pay me the amount of money I want. Second, they delay with things like payment. And then I had to take a step back and ask myself, what exactly am I looking for in the market? Who am I targeting in the market? And the minute I became very crystal clear on who my target market was, one morning I woke up and half my clientele were out of the door. And I remember feeling very drained because I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Without realizing, at the core, I had already decided I want a particular level of clientele. And this means I had to give up my current clientele to get to that level of clientele. So for an entrepreneur who is just coming up, you don't have to go through this process. Just make it very clear from the on-go, the kind of client you want. The more specific, the better. It's almost like manifestation. You'll start attracting that level of clientele. But it takes being evolved energetically. This means your mind and the emotions triggering that. The second most important thing you're going to do is you're going to increase your focus on marketing and sales. I've consulted for companies where I find their managers, for example, 80% of their time they are involved in a lot of nonsensical activities and forgetting the one key department that actually sustains a company. Sales is the bloodline of any company. So a lot of your focus needs to actually go into sales and marketing. If you're struggling to have sales, there's a problem in your marketing. And marketing is a funnel. We've talked about this before. Nobody's going to buy from you if they don't know you actually exist. People buy from people who are visible. So you need to start asking yourself, how do I ensure I'm actually visible to my target market? I was consulting for also an entrepreneur the other day, and it was interesting when they're telling me, we've done everything. We've even produced flyers. We're giving people at the bump on the road. I'm like, how many flyers do you think I'm given whenever I'm driving on the road? So many. I don't even remember to go back and look at those flyers. Some of you are using very traditional forms of marketing and you're wondering why is the market not opening up to me? It's because you need to adjust. It's easier today to reach people digitally, but it needs a strategy and it's not hard. It's the simplest of things. That is why you're listening to me right now. Lastly, you need to understand that customer is king. Your business won't be sustainable if you don't approach the angle whereby you satisfy each and every client that comes through your door. Clients only buy from you for one reason. They need you to improve their life one way or another. This understanding will differentiate you from 99% of entrepreneurs, I promise you. So constantly, you need to look at your customer as someone who keeps you on your toes, because customers are very selfish. They want the utmost value from you at the least possible input. So having this in mind, you have a choice. Either you can be better, extremely good at what you do, you can be cheaper, or you can be faster. But you need to have at the back of your mind, every product or service, you need to curate it around the client satisfaction. If you can master these three things, I promise you're already off the ground. Cheers, guys.